And so our third question is, so, okay, you've described the problem. You know, I'm a true believer. I agree with what you're saying. What are some of the keys to getting manufacturing moving forward again in the United States? What do we need to do?
Well, we need to put American companies on a level playing field with foreign companies. And the number one way to do that historically, since the Babylonian Code of Hammurabi, is tariffs have been in use since then in recorded history. And I have a chapter in my book that says tariff is not a four-letter word, because when I first heard tariff back in, I was like, oh, aren't those bad? We've just been brainwashed to think, have a knee-jerk reaction that they're bad. But America funded itself with tariffs for 140 years. Income tax did not exist. Sales tax did not exist until the 20s and 30s. America funded itself solely through tariffs for 140 years, and during that time, we were able to build up our industries behind this protective wall that even the playing field between our nation and other nations. And we bought too hard into the unilateral free trade theory, meaning if you tariff us at 200%, we're still only going to tariff you at an average of 3.4%, which is our average tariff rate right now, which doesn't make much sense to me. Another way tariffs help American manufacturers is to drive large volume jobs back, and so that companies can take advantage of the most beautiful thing in the world, even more beautiful than compounding interest, in my opinion, which is economy of scale. Any manufacturer knows that when you make 5 parts, it's much more expensive than if you make 5,000 parts per part. And the reason why is all the programming, all the tooling, all the machines, all the training that you have to do for 5 parts, you can then spread that cost out over 5,000 parts. But because of cheap labor, slave labor, lax environmental laws overseas, large lot jobs, large volume jobs tend to be pushed overseas. But if we bring those large volume lots here, then the price of American-made goods will go down because they have larger volume and can spread that cost out. Americans need to be put on the same playing field. You also hear a lot of economists say, oh, American manufacturing needs to be automated. It needs to have robotic cells. Well, no manufacturer invests in robotics or automation unless they have a large volume, because you keep things. Robotics and automation and lights out manufacturing is for large volume jobs. So you only do make that investment if you have the volume up front, and tariffs help drive the volume back here. So I could go on about this for a long time, but I don't know how much more time we have. So I think one recent way that is tangentially related to the problems American producers face is I saw this thing about hazelnuts, organic hazelnuts, and this organic hazelnut American farmer was trying to get the organic certification. He found Turkish hazelnuts were being labeled organically, and he tracked down these companies overseas. They went to blind trusts. Nobody knew if these hazelnuts were actually organic. Now, 100% of American companies that claim organic are audited by the FDA. Only 2% of foreign companies that claim organic are audited by the FDA. And so they can claim it, and it's never proven, and they can undercut American pricing because they don't have to follow the same standards that American manufacturers or producers and agricultural producers, in this case, have to follow. And I think having fair trade and tariffs are the leveling field for that. So those are just some of the things that the big dynamics I think can really kick things off for American manufacturers.